Hello, my name is Kevin and I'm back with the free-to-play feature. I'd like to start by thanking everyone who sent positive feedback in my first video. It really means a lot and I look forward to delivering more high-quality Mario Kart Tour content, starting with the cat tour that we're looking at right here. Now today's episode is going to have a lot of interesting content. You're going to want to bookmark it, come back to it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is a hot topic within the community, and that's ranked mode. A lot of you have already sent feedback to Nintendo asking for modifications to be made for more fair pairings and things of that nature. I myself have sent feedback too. Now, while we're not sure what the future holds for ranked mode, there are some things that we can glean from responses that they've given us. To those of you that have sent out emails or written into support, you've received responses that say, players are already paired based on similar technique. And what this is basically code for is your loadouts and your past scoring history matter. Now, in the first week of the Berlin Tour, I scored 66,000. And in the second week, the top opponent who won my group had 65,000. Now, normally, everything is a spectrum, and those scores are scaled based on what tracks are in play. The week 2 tracks in Berlin Tour had a lower point ceiling than the week 1 tracks did. So 65,000 was actually quite competitive. And I was expecting a score around 70,000. So 65,000 is very close to what I was expecting. And due to my lack of a driver in 2 tracks, I actually had a soft area between 4 and 6, and I landed in 5th place for the perfect min-max. So the big takeaway that you can have from this is that your ranked scores matter. If you overbake your score in week 1, for example, you're going to have a more difficult group in week 2. So always try to do the minimum required to win. That's something to keep in mind. Now, the other topic I would like to talk about are using rubies for ranked mode. Now, my personal philosophy is this is almost always a bad idea. Don't do it. But for those of you that do it, I would like to provide some mathematical and logical context to better inform your decision on this. Now, as you know, the rubies have been static since tier 40. And that is you win 40 rubies when you win ranked mode. And it takes 45 rubies to pull in the pipe. So already you can say that's not a good equation. But you'd say, wait, KG, you can win high-end tickets. You can't get that from the pipe. So what actually goes into this decision? Now, let's take a look at that. Let's say if, in my case anyway, usually when I pull on the pipe for something needed for ranked mode, it would be a driver or a glider. I know that there are many players, especially pay-to-win players, where the cart makes all the difference in the world. But for players in the free position, generally you're looking at driver and glider. So that's one of 2 things in the spotlight that can benefit you in a given ranked mode, which if you've done your free pulls and your pipe is sitting at 98 out of 100%, that's 19.5% chance to pull either one of them. If you'd like, I have a spreadsheet of all pipe probability. I'll link it in the description below. Now, you're at 19.5% to get one of the 2 high ends that you need, let's say, in this hypothetical example. And so that means about 1/5 of the time you're going to win ranked mode. Let's say you're in 2nd place. The other 4/5 of the time you're going to take 2nd place. So averaging that out over the long run is going to result in a net loss of 21 rubies if you're doing this move from 2nd place. And your average ticket output will be 1.9 high-end tickets. If you're in tier 43 like me, you can scale it for whatever tier you're in. If you're confused by how I'm getting this math, leave a comment below and I'll help you out with it. But as you can see, this isn't a very equitable choice. You're losing rubies, and the difference in high-end tickets is actually it's less than 10% of the max reward, which is 2 tickets, because you're already winning 1, in my case at tier 43, if you're in 2nd place. So you're only adding 0.19 tickets over the long run on average. So this is a very poor decision. Now, if you're doing it from third place, it gets a little bit sweeter because in my situation anyway, there are no high-end tickets for third place. So if I jump all the way to first place, I would get 2 tickets. So my average over the long run with this situation would be 0.39 tickets. And this is equitable in terms of the tickets. But in order to get there, you'd be at a net loss of 25 rubies every time you do this. Now, obviously, that doesn't reflect any one situation. You can get lucky 3-4 times in a row, but we all know how the pipe works, and it's going to get you in the long run. So this is what I'm talking about, is the long run. Just because you make a decision and it works out doesn't make it the correct decision. And that's how I inform my gameplay, and also how you can manage to get 624 rubies, which I'm currently sitting at. Anyway, let's take a look at this ranked mode. As you can see, I have a few casual runs. I'm already in first place. I'm not too worried about my opponents. I think tier 48 is the highest one. For Donut Plains, I lack any top shelf. I have middle shelf across the board. So Dixie and Lakitu. Lakitu probably has a slightly higher point ceiling, but I do have the Tropical Glider, as you'll see here. Tropical Glider. So that gains more points for banana hits. And triple bananas is very effective on this track since there's a few very narrow sections. So I'll go through and see which one has a higher point ceiling, but there's no moves that I can make that will really improve my score on this track, except maybe if I pull the Silver Star glider right here from the all clear pipe. Now, as for Paris Promenade, has Funky Kong, which I have at a very high level. It's level 4, so that's great. It has, I call it giant banana barrel, because it gets, every so often it will shoot a giant banana out of the barrel. And it's almost like a mini coin box as long as you can navigate through it, which can be challenging. But Paris Promenade is actually a fairly wide track, so navigating a banana barrel isn't too complicated on this track. So you should have a very high point ceiling. And I have the Bumblebee to go along with it, and this banana wingtip glider. So I'm hoping to get a score of around 20,000 on that track. And let's pop it out. We have Shy Guy Bazaar last but not least. And we have King Boo coming in huge here. Uncapped, level 6, Lucky 7 Plus. If you don't have a Lucky 7 Plus driver, you need to get one, because the frenzy is unbelievable. It is like, it's like a coin frenzy, a mushroom frenzy, and a blooper frenzy, kind of like all wrapped up into one. You get red shells. The point ceiling is really outrageous. I would say that the plus skill actually ranks higher than Giant Banana. And it's very close to Coinbox. It's not quite on the level of Coinbox, but it's just outrageous. Now I have the Bad Wagon, which is in the tier shop this week. So if needed, if someone really pushes my buttons in ranked mode, I could put down the 10,000 coins and get the Bad Wagon. And I already have this level 6 Flower Glider. I just did that today. Maxed it out, and I can uncap that once. So that's the extent of my moves for this week in ranked mode. It looks like it's shaping up to be a win, which I'm very hopeful for. Now week 2, I have top shelf for every track. It's looking great for me. Now for Koopa Troopa Beach, I have Toad. I also have Gold Koopa free running, but it's only at level 1. So Toad is the superior option for me, and plus it's a trick track, so keeping combo isn't too difficult. Now for carts, I'll just use one of the turbo carts. Probably the red one, because I think it looks cooler. And here I need to get the Eggshell Glider to level 3. And hopefully this will be in the tier shop. It is possibly one that could be in the tier shop for next week, as well as, let's see, so Toad could be in the tier shop, or the regular Koopa free running could be in the tier shop, as well as, I guess, any one of these super carts could be in the tier shop. The off-roader, there's a lot of things that could possibly be there. It's either going to come from the Koopa Troopa Beach track or the Royal Raceway track, which I am really, really looking pretty on because of the level 6 Dixie Kong, and she's uncapped. I have the level 3 Platinum Taxi, which I pulled in New Year's Tour, and I powered it up because it was a driver ticket week. It came in huge for me, so already, again, it's coming in huge again. Let's see, I don't really think there's anything. I guess they could do the Wildfire Flyer cart. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good option that they could do. And there's the glider again. So I really need to get it to level 3. I have one super glider ticket right now in my inventory. My daily selects aren't quite maxed out yet, so I'll have to wait on that. And I've been getting a, yeah, check this out. I didn't buy the high-end glider ticket last tour in the tier shop. I held out. I since I was so close to the finish line on my daily selects, I said, Kevin, don't waste those extra 3,000 coins. Don't just throw them down the drain. Hold out. But you know what they did? They said, Kevin, are you sure you don't want that high-end glider ticket? Because check this out. They gave me another one. And now I'm starting to think, if I don't buy this, are they going to give it to me a 3rd week in a row? Comment down below if you have much experience with, like, if you don't purchase this ticket right here, are they going to just keep giving it to you, or is it just going to go away? Because I've heard a few stories where it's like it's in their shop 3 weeks in a row, and I don't want to have that happen next week on the off chance that it's not the glider option in the tier shop. I could possibly purchase this, but I'm going to just observe and be patient. If I do, it would be at the last minute. Never make hasty decisions in this game, because everything sets you back. So you want to make sure that you're using those resources to your maximum capability. And I think that's all there is. Well, one last thing. We're going to do my free pipe holes in a mini live reaction here. So first one up. My whole attitude with this is I don't care if it's gold. I just want a super. It's what's the pipe? 75% chance to be a common. So I usually like one super per tour. So here we have a green pipe. Come on, let's get it out of the way. Super. Landship. Actually, I don't mind that. That's one of my favorite common cards, and it's almost maxed out. So I think I got that in my free pipe in week 2 for Berlin. Second pipe, here we go. Green. Can we get the super? Nope. Koopaling. Well, maybe I'll have better luck next week. Anyway, be smart, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.